Good afternoon, traders and investors. It's Will back here with another one. What a big day on a short week here, guys. As you guys know, Thanksgiving week, so we do have a half day on Friday here, and a big day because we had NVIDIA earnings, and NVIDIA once again proving why they are one of the best companies in the world. Their earnings were scary, guys. So we will get into NVIDIA earnings here. The markets were rotating today. So we did have a couple down days here on SPY and QQQ, XLF as well, but XLV Healthcare rallying from behind and keeping the rotation alive for the bulls here. So we're going to cover our NVIDIA earnings for today. I'm going to cover a few more earnings tomorrow. Don't want to keep the video too long today because it is a late upload, guys. Apologies for that. So tomorrow we will be also doing Autodesk and Lowe's as well as John Deere here. But today we're only going to cover NVIDIA and then get right into our sector analysis here. So going to be running down our technicals on our major indexes and our major tech names as well. Made a few changes in the portfolio today, but we will also keep that for tomorrow here, guys. We'll be wrapping up a few positions tomorrow as well. So figured I should keep that all for tomorrow's video after the close here. So without further ado, guys, let's get right into it. SPY down 0.22% for the day. QQQ down 0.58% here on the day. And you can see the sector rotation was somewhat alive here, guys, right? So healthcare making up most of that rotation. Big tech was on its way down, but we did have an outperformer in the name of Tesla here. Tesla up almost 2.5% on the day. Nice, decent little recovery by them here. But as a whole, rotation on the market does continue. No real red flags as of yet. We'll get into that more in the technical analysis for our indexes here. On the one-day relative, you can see fairly mixed market as well, right? Couple up, but mostly we're down here today, but it was not a very red day here, guys, right? So decent rotation on the market as a whole. So let's get right into our NVIDIA earnings, guys, and they absolutely killed it. You couldn't tell if you were only looking at the after-hours trading here. They are down about roughly around 2% here in the after-hours, but they absolutely crushed earnings, guys. Something really nasty happened on NVIDIA earnings for the benefit, right? So they had a very positive earnings, guys. Let's get into it right away. The numbers are surprising here. Continue to deliver on their promises and their expansion of their new verticals here. So take a look into it, guys. EPS absolutely crushed, up 20%. Very phenomenal EPS results by NVIDIA here. And revenue was also up 12%. Absolutely ridiculous here, guys. Reporting 18 billion. They're going to report 20 billion in Q4 here. So very looking forward to seeing that from NVIDIA as well. Still substantially high in terms of share price here, right? Not pulling back a lot here. They did pull back on a slight little negative catalyst that was buried in their earnings call in terms of the fact that they are shipping less chips to China. But as a whole, guys, this earnings was one of the best that I have seen all quarter, guys. So NVIDIA revenue triples as AI chip boom continues here. Very good. Demand for NVIDIA's graphics processing units has been exceeding supply thanks to the rise of generative artificial intelligence here. As you guys know, NVIDIA is setting up massive server farms here, and they are starting to get into the game here of big data crunching, right, for large institutions here. Some of their major clients are Microsoft, Google, you can name pretty much all of them, right? Oracle, they're all in there, guys. Amazon using NVIDIA services right now, Tesla to name a few, right? So they are absolutely killing the game right now here, guys, right? We expect that our sales to these destinations will see, well, we're going to start off with the negative right away, and then we'll get into the positive. I have a few numbers for you guys, right? So the company called for a negative impact in the next quarter because of export restrictions. You guys know that, affecting sales to organizations in China and other countries as the ban of exporting technology to China from the US continues here. We expect that our sales to these destinations will decline significantly in the fourth quarter of fiscal 2024, though we believe that the decline will be more than offset by strong growth in other regions here. So a bit of a thing here, guys. Fiscal 2024, NVIDIA runs pretty much one fiscal year ahead of normal markets here. So whenever we are mentioning 2024 further in the numbers, just know that it's for the current year right now in terms of calendar year, okay? So that out of the way here right now, the numbers were absolutely phenomenal here, guys. Smashing EPS, smashing the revenue numbers, right? NVIDIA's revenue grew 206% year over year during the quarter ending October 29th. Net income at 9.24 billion. That's absolutely amazing net income, guys. This company is building their free cash flow to a ridiculous amount here. Was up from 680 million in the same quarter a year ago. So look at this jump in net income, guys. 9.24 billion currently, up from not even $1 billion substantial jump, right? So the company's data center revenue totaled 14.51 billion. This is the one that they're going for in the future here. This is going to be their big moneymaker. As you guys know, NVIDIA only 3 years ago, 2.5, 3 years ago, were almost entirely reliant on their GPU processors for revenue here. But now with this new expanded vertical here in terms of data center revenue, that is where they're really going to get more and more revenue, more EPS, more income for the company, as it is a lot more cost efficient for them to do so, up 279% and more than the consensus of 12.97 billion. So absolutely smashed on the data center revenue as well. Half of the data center revenue came from cloud infrastructure providers such as Amazon, and the other from consumer internet entities and large companies, guys. So as you guys know, big tech is some of NVIDIA's largest clients here, and that is no secret, right? So very, very good. Even their gaming segment contributed 2.86 billion, up 81% and higher than the 2.68 billion from the consensus here. So absolutely massive, guys. With respect to guidance, NVIDIA called for 20 billion in revenue for the fiscal fourth quarter. That implies nearly 231% revenue jump, guys. So this is the headline here that I want you to focus on. As recently as 2 years ago, sales of GPUs for playing video games on PCs were the largest source of NVIDIA's revenue. Now the company gets most revenue from deployments inside server farms here. So very, very good expansion of verticals, guys. And if you guys don't know that they've been expanding those verticals, this is why you've seen this meteoric share price rise here pretty much 2 quarters ago when they first started announcing that they were going to really start ramping up. This is literally a company reinventing its entire S-curve, right? So NVIDIA, a company that was said to plateau before, has now expanded into new verticals, guys. And now the company, even though that they trade currently on a price to earnings ratio of about 121.77, their forward PE ratio for next year is only about 32. So it's not as expensive as you may think here, guys. And if you take a look here in terms of the EPS guidance for the next few years, look at this EPS guidance, right? This is tiny. Look at 2023, $10.83 per share. 2024, $17.30. Look at this EPS expansion. Then we're up to 21.16 in 2025 and 24.43, guys. So we are growing in double digits in terms of EPS growth over the next 4 years. It's going to be absolutely massive for NVIDIA here. If you take a look at their earnings, actual earnings here, I want to bring to your attention a few of the numbers, guys, because they are very substantial. Let me blow this up for you guys, right? So revenue, take a look at this Q3 revenue, right? $18 billion. This is up pretty much from 5.93 in the same period last year. Quarter over quarter, though, since last quarter, up 34%, year over year, 206%, right? Your gross margin is also expanding, 74% now in relation to the same time last year, 53.6. So quarter over quarter, only up 3.9 points, right? 70.74. But on the year over year, guys, expansion of 20% of gross margin. This is absolutely ridiculous. And expenses only up 16%. Able to generate substantially more revenue and not bringing up their expenses that much. Their operating income, look at this, guys, $10.4 billion in operating income. Quarter over quarter, that's 53% boost. And year over year, that's up 1,600%. Absolutely ridiculous, right? Net income as well, up 49% quarter over quarter and 1,259% in terms of that, right? So absolutely ridiculous, guys. You can see the net earnings per share also up significantly, right? $3.71 a share as opposed to 27 cents, 50% quarter over quarter, and then 1,274%. So absolutely ridiculous numbers by NVIDIA, guys. Scary because they will just continue to expand like this, guys. There is no end in sight. The data center revenue stream that they're trying to attack, guys, keep in mind, right, that this is pretty much, and they said it again on the call today, right, we're talking about trillions of dollars in terms of the market, total addressable market cap that this company can go and get with providing these services for data centers. And all of your major players, all of big tech is going to need NVIDIA services to better attack that, right? To better manage their own data centers. So there's been a lot of offloading of in-house server management from a lot of big tech here to NVIDIA, and that is what they love here, right? So more and more, you can see this, guys, on the timeline, right? So all the way from 2022, look at this expansion in data center revenue. Only $3.2 billion in Q4 of 2022. That was pretty much 2 years ago for them. And now look at this, guys, almost up 5x, right? To now $14 billion. Gaming, even gaming is almost back on par to what it was 2 years ago at the height of the pandemic here. Now back up to $2.8 billion, right? The other ones don't matter so much here, even though they have been expanding their services to autos, most namely EVs. Tesla is a big purchaser of their chips for that, right? So you can see just, guys, right, in terms of the data center, this is where all the revenue is coming from. So I wanted to give you guys a breakdown of the revenue by markets, because this is the one that you guys need to focus on if you're interested in picking up NVIDIA shares, or if you're curious as to why they are doing so well. It's the data center services that they've been providing to large tech companies. Amazon, Microsoft, Google, Oracle, everybody essentially needs their services here, guys. So phenomenal earnings by NVIDIA, no time to stop for them, and they will not be stopping anytime soon, guys. This EPS expansion is absolutely beautiful here, right? So that's pretty much everything that I had for you guys in terms of earnings. Like I said, tomorrow we will cover more. Now, let's get right into covering our major technicals on the indexes here, right? So we're still on the path to leg number 3 up. We were covering that in yesterday's video here. So no red flags for the bulls yet. A little bit of a consolidation day here on the day. Short week, low volume, as you guys can see, very low volume on the day today, right? And everybody was anticipating NVIDIA earnings as well. We are currently still struggling with our resistance area around 455, and then it becomes the 52-week highs pretty much all the way up at 459 here, right? So we are still doing very, very good. But like I was saying in last week's video, if you want to see the markets drop, you need to see the following things, guys. You need to see a loss of the 12 EMA on the 4-hour time frame. You also need to see the bears follow through on an hourly downtrend. So we will see tomorrow if the bears are able to follow through on an hourly downtrend, and if they're able to make the bulls lose this 12 EMA here, only then will you start getting significant daily consolidation. But as of now, everything still looks good for the bulls, slightly overbought here. So now we are just waiting, guys. We're waiting for the loss of the 12 EMA. If they don't lose it and they keep marching forward, then all just continues as it has been, right? QQQ is the exact same thing. So we are still on leg number 3 for the bulls right here, still looking for daily lower high. Anything above 383.89, it's just going to be daily lower high for further price expansion to the upside here. And they do have a nice little area to sit down on right now, right? So you can see that the previous 52-week high, 388, is exactly the price that we're currently sitting at right now. So good support at this level as well. And QQQ is the same thing, right? If you don't lose this 12 EMA that we've pretty much held for the past month at this point, right? Well, the bears are not going to start getting significant momentum. So keep an eye on this, guys. It's signal number 1, right? So until the bears can substantially make the bulls lose this 12 EMA here and start setting a 4-hour downtrend, even the 1-hour downtrend, they're not able to set. Look, where are the 1-hour downtrends? They start and then go flat. They can't break through here. And then eventually bulls just take over, right? Try to set an hourly downtrend and the bulls just recapture and go to the upside. Here, they couldn't even set the hourly downtrend. They made one broad move down and it was recaptured the very next day, right? So we're still waiting for the hourly downtrends for consolidation and loss of the 12 EMA on the 4-hour time frame. Until then, your bulls remain in full control of these daily time frames here. Now moving on to XLF. XLF with a very decent day here, guys. Bit of inside trading day with yesterday's trading. Not losing too much, and that's exactly what you want to see. So now XLF on its second leg up. Any consolidation, guys, is just going to be for a daily higher low. Bulls with tons of space here. They can come down and even sit in the mid 34 range, and that would be absolutely perfect. They do have a lot of previous support to be sitting back on here. This whole area is going to act as beautiful support for the bulls. I'm not expecting the bears to be able to break that too easily here. So bulls in full control of this daily time frame. Any move down is just going to be for a daily higher low for further price expansion here. And then we are targeting for a potential leg number 3 up into our resistance area here that you can see better on the weekly. It is right up between the $36, $37 area, something we've been struggling with for the past 2 years at this point, almost 2 years, about a year and a half, right? So same thing on XLF. No loss of this on the 4-hour time frame of this 12 EMA. You can't expect the bears to get any momentum. They have not even been able to set hourly downtrends either, right? So that is what we're looking out for. SPY, QQQ, XLF, 4-hour time frame, the 12 EMA moving average, and then on the 1-hour time frame, need to see significant hourly downtrends. If not, your bulls remain in full control of this rally. Now, XLV Healthcare doing exactly what I wanted to do in yesterday's video. Needed to see the follow through, needed to see the convincing break of 128.90, and we got it today here. So daily uptrend is finally set on XLV. We've been waiting for it for a while. All these other sectors have been in daily uptrends. Still have not had it from XLV, but now finally we got it here. So resistance is currently set still at around 131.55. So this whole area is the area that bulls should be able to pull up into before potentially pulling back a little bit. But now anything above 124.65 is just going to be for a daily higher low for further leg continuation here. Leg number 3 to the upside for the bulls is going to be a high probability at this point. And if you do pull back here, guys, you do have your moving averages that we finally crossed above. You can see them crossing right now. Beautiful cross by the moving averages, something that has not happened pretty much in the last 3 months here. So looking forward for some continuation by XLV. And XLV was the missing link. I've been talking about this for the past 2 weeks at this point. While everything else is rallying, XLV was not putting in much of a move. Now you get that rotation follow through. You can see everything red except for XLV. So they are finally playing their part and holding up SPY as best as they can while the rest of our industries kind of cool off. And this is what you want to see when XLV is pumping here. The best you can possibly get, guys, is QQQ flat instead of net down, right? And XLF flat instead of net down while you have this nice, beautiful rotation from XLV to the upside. Very, very healthy for the bulls. And once again, starting to recapture more of this weekly move. Would like to see them pull up as close as possible to the 132 mark, really set themselves up nice for the weekly trend reversal. Now, IWM Russell pulling ever so slightly back here today, but that's okay. They have tons of space to give back to, right? So we're still consolidating here near the highs. IWM Russell, right, will remind you here, they did set the daily higher low here at 175.29. So lose that, you do end up in a daily downtrend. Is that the end of the world? No. Why? Because it would just be for weekly consolidation here. Weekly consolidation with tons of space, guys. Anything above 161.87 is just going to be for a weekly higher low for further price expansion to the upside. We are looking for the weekly trend reversal at this point, right? So everything is the same, guys. SPY, weekly move up, need to see the weekly trend change eventually. QQQ, nice weekly move up, need to see the weekly trend change. XLF, weekly move up, need to see the trend change. XLV, nice weekly move up, need to see the weekly trend change. And now IWM may be the first one to start consolidating. How do you know that's consolidating? If you set the daily downtrend here. So keep that in mind here, guys. If you do break 175.29, your daily downtrend is set. Your weekly consolidation will be in motion, and maybe they are leading the rest of the market into that here, guys. So very good price support down here, 174 down to 172. That is the nice little pocket that I'll be looking out for. And if we do pull in down into there, guys, I will probably be targeting some short puts, 171 down to 170. Looking good though, guys, no red flags. Dow Jones here. Dow Jones also a little bit of a flat day here inside yesterday's trading. Dow Jones looking beautiful, 1, 2, and now on the way for our third leg up. So we will see if the bulls can continue to power through. Our resistance is set 35,500-ish is going to be that level to watch here. No red flags for the bulls currently whatsoever here, guys. Very, very, very healthy trading as well, right? So anything above 34,826 is just going to be for a daily higher low for further price continuation. But if we start losing a few things here, guys, right? So a lot of things are in the overbought area on the RSI, a lot of our indexes. Now keep an eye, once again, 4-hour time frame, 12 EMA. Have we ever lost it this entire rally? No. So keep an eye on that, guys. Your 12 EMA on the 4-hour going to be absolutely crucial. And then the 1-hour time frame, can the bears eventually set the 1-hour downtrends and start your daily consolidation? We will find out, but no signs of it happening yet here, guys. So those are the things that I want you guys to be keeping an eye on in terms of your consolidation. If you're looking for consolidation, we will only get it on all of these indexes here. If you lose your 4-hour, 12 EMAs, and if the bears start setting significant hourly downtrends here. Other than that, no red flags, bulls looking very, very healthy. Now let's get right into our major tech names here. So Apple with a bit of a consolidation day, but consolidating sideways, best case scenario for the bulls. And Apple, I'll remind you, kind of like our major indexes, kind of the same, right? Look at this. Same things always happen, guys, right? So 4-hour time frame, 12 EMA is our current guide here, guys. So if the bears cannot take significant control of this 12 EMA and start reversing here into a 4-hour downtrend, even a 1-hour downtrend, right? You're not going to get significant follow through. You're not going to get significant daily consolidation or weekly consolidation for that matter. So as it stands, bulls are still in full control here, guys. Any single pullback is for a daily higher low. I would be targeting if we do start losing the 4-hour 12 EMA here, and we start setting significant hourly downtrends as well as a result, well, you will be targeting, in most likely my opinion here, the 186, 185 level. That's where your 12 EMA sits on the daily time frame. So target that area nicely. But Apple with so much space, guys, everything is looking very bullish for them. So much space on the daily, so much space on the weekly for a little bit of pullback as well before a future leg up here. So Apple bulls are in full control of everything. No red flags as of yet. And if the bulls just consolidate slightly sideways and then put a second leg up, obviously we're targeting our all-time highs right around $197, $198. No red flags for Apple, looking very good. AMD consolidating ever so slightly today, almost 2%, most likely in relation to just anticipation around NVIDIA earnings here. There was a lot of volatility here on our semiconductors as a whole today because of NVIDIA earnings, but AMD as a whole looking very healthy, just kind of consolidating at the top here, guys. But keep an eye for this level, 116.43. Lose 116.43, you will lose the daily uptrend here. It will become a daily downtrend here potentially, but no problem at all. That would just be weekly consolidation for AMD, and weekly bulls are in full control. Anything above 93.61 is just for a weekly higher low here for further price expansion here into the end of the year. So if we do consolidate here a little bit in this week or potentially into next week as well, I'd be targeting, guys, 114 all the way down to pretty much 110 as a very, very sweet spot to potentially add to an AMD position here. You're going to be looking out for horizontal previous resistance. It's going to be support and your moving averages as well. So nice little pocket down here, 114 all the way down to 110 is going to be that area that I personally will be watching for potential buy zone on AMD. As of now, no red flags whatsoever as well. Same principle, right? AMD, one of the first ones to lose our 12 EMA in a significant fashion. They lost it once here before, but the bulls got it back. So we will see tomorrow if the bulls are able to get it back right away, or if we finally set potential 4-hour downtrend and potentially continue a 1-hour downtrend as well. You can see they almost had it here, the bears, but reversed the very next day here. So we will see tomorrow if there is any continuation on AMD, but AMD looking like the first one maybe that may give it up, but still bulls are in full control until we start losing this 12 EMA in a more significant fashion for a few days and start setting some hourly downtrends more in motion, guys. Your daily bulls remain in full control. Amazon looking very good today here. Amazon recovering nicely. They were down pretty much a lot more than that here, guys, today, right? So they were down 3.17%, down only about half of that towards the end of the day. So nice little recovery by Amazon. Amazon as well pulling an AMD, kind of consolidating near the tops here. And that's exactly what you want to see if you're a bull. You want to see consolidation at the top end of a move. That is your best case scenario here. So keep an eye on this level still, 139.63. If we lose 139.63, it is a daily downtrend starting. The bulls have a lot to give up at this point. Why? Because on the weekly, we're just looking for weekly consolidation as well. Weekly consolidation, keep an eye on this area, 140 down to 135. That's going to be the key area for Amazon that we will get a very decent bounce, in my opinion, guys. 140 down to 135 looks somewhat like this. So it's right below our moving averages and right within this whole area that was previous consolidation range, right? So I am expecting a decent reaction if we do pull back below 140. But as of now, bulls in full control. Keep an eye on this level. 139.67 is the line in the sand. And obviously for the bulls, you're just looking for further price expansion for a potential other leg higher. We are going to be looking higher than 147. Smash 147 on Amazon and you are going to start to take the higher levels, the next area of resistance, really all the way up to about 170 on the weekly here. So it remains to be seen if they can really come sit down on this area, 140 down to 135-ish, really come and sit on this area on the weekly and then take another weekly leg up to set the weekly uptrend. Obviously, we're in the process of reversing into a weekly uptrend at this point, so just have to be patient, but nice consolidation by Amazon. No red flags as of yet until they lose here, and then you will just be due for a bit of daily consolidation here into weekly consolidation and then further price expansion. May need to wait a bit of a week, maybe 2 weeks. Now let's move on to Google in a quick second. So Google looking very, very good as well here, up 0.51% on the day. So 0.5% day on Google here. Google also just looking for leg number 3, right? So leg number 1, 2, and 3 of the bull move. Usually that's all you get is about 3 legs here. So 3 legs should bring us up into about the 142 area. That's going to be previous resistance. So we'll see if the bulls can get it done here. Pretty much anything above 135.32 is just going to be for a daily higher low if they can't get it done right away here. So we're going to be keeping an eye, guys. The line in the sand is 135.50, right? So this whole area right here is the area that you don't want to see lose if you're a bull here. If they lose this, it would be a daily downtrend. That would be fine because it would just be weekly consolidation as well. The bulls have put in so much of a move above 121.58. We can afford a slight pullback here before further price expansion into the end of the year. All of these charts are looking for eventual weekly uptrend confirmation here. You've gotten the daily uptrends so far for the past 3 weeks here. Once these moves top out, you're going to be looking a bit lower here for a weekly consolidation. And Google, same thing, just look for the 4-hour time frame here on the 12 EMA. If we start losing it in significant fashion here and start setting some decent hourly downtrends, then you will have your daily consolidation underway. The last time they attempted this, it lasted for all of a day, and then you see double bottom and the bulls just got it right back here. So Google performing very, very well. Upside resistance is very close at this point. So if we do pull up into this area, I would be expecting potential consolidation here, maybe a bit sideways, and that's when you might get your weekly consolidation maybe into next week potentially. But so far so good on Google here. Now moving on to Meta. Meta performing very, very good on the day. Bit of an inside day here as well. I know I said very good even though it's a red day, but this is exactly what you want to see if you're a bull, guys. Consolidating near the highs, and Meta has really been amazing at doing this, right? So 3 legs up at this point. Bulls seeming a tiny little bit tired. We'll see if they can continue pushing 52-week highs here. I'll remind you, your resistance on the weekly time frame right now is sitting right around 351. So we'll see how high the bulls can push, but as of now, very, very nice. Right, a lot of space for an eventual weekly pullback. That is what we're scouting, guys. We are scouting eventual weekly pullbacks here. That was the title of yesterday's video as well, and we have been mentioning this a few times on the channel. These daily moves are now getting quite extended, in my opinion, so the weekly pullbacks are inevitable, but I just want you guys to focus on the fact that when we do get weekly pullbacks here on big tech and the indexes, we're just looking for weekly higher lows and then future price expansion into the end of the year here. So very, very good move by Meta here. You're keeping an eye, line in the sand, 326.82. Lose that and you lose the daily uptrend. That will be your cue for weekly consolidation here. Very, very good price support at this point. And once again, 4-hour time frame, 12 EMA. So watch the loss of this 12 EMA and watch if the bears are able to set significant hourly downtrends, and then you will have your daily consolidation underway, potentially into weekly consolidation. But as of now, no red flags on Meta, and still very good support area here, guys. If they do pull back into 327, 328 area, gonna be tough for the bears to smash that. Microsoft also down on the day here, 1.16%, but beautiful consolidation at the highs here. Once again, that's exactly what you want to see. If you are a bull, don't want to see some significant pullback here right away. Nice consolidation at the tops here. Microsoft just cooling off your daily RSI here as it consolidates sideways at the all-time highs pretty much. So very, very, very good consolidation here. So Microsoft as well here on one of its last legs up, right? 1, 2, and you have this massive third leg up here, right? So kind of on its last leg up in terms of price action here. So I want to remind you guys, once again, 4-hour time frame, 12 EMA is your guide. Look how beautifully this thing has held up, right? If you lose it and don't recapture it here and you set the 4-hour downtrend, well, then you need to look on the daily for further daily consolidation, guys. Keep an eye, 367.49. Lose that and your daily consolidation, daily downtrend will be potentially underway. Microsoft with a lot of space for daily consolidation, for weekly consolidation as well. Anything above 325 is just daily higher low looking for the bulls here. If they do start pulling back, guys, very simple, 360 to 350 is going to be my little pocket to be looking out for Microsoft. I don't think the bears are going to get through much more than that here if we do start extended daily consolidation. But as of now, no red flags, haven't lost the 12 EMA in a significant fashion yet, and haven't been able to set significant hourly downtrends. Got it once, one day here, and then boom, on Monday, just recaptured everything, right? So need to see significant hourly downtrends here, which would mean a loss of the 4-hour 12 EMA as well, and then you will have your daily consolidation as well into weekly consolidation. Bit of more of an extended move, maybe for a week or two, and then I do believe we will be on for weekly uptrend as continuation here. NVIDIA went through them on the earnings, but let's just cover the technicals here, right? Technicals haven't changed since yesterday's trading. You can see in the after hours, we are still roughly around 491. So that is really no big deal here. 491 is right around here, guys. NVIDIA monster move off the top, looking for leg number 2 continuation on earnings. We'll see how it opens tomorrow and everything, guys. But NVIDIA with tons of room, guys. If we break 483, then your daily consolidation will pretty much be underway at this point. No red flags whatsoever. We do have our moving averages right here. We have previous horizontal resistance, which is now support down at 471. So this 480 down to 460 pocket is going to be a very good area of support. You can see they tagged it in the after hours here, got as low as pretty much 468 and then recovered right away. Really no reason for the downswing on earnings, in my opinion, guys. You can argue that a lot of it was baked into the share price potentially already, but I believe that they smashed in such a substantial fashion that people weren't expecting it. But keep in mind, NVIDIA has rallied a ton over the last month, right? We're talking about pretty much from the lows here, we're talking an over 27% rally from the bottom here. So a lot of that may have just been baked in to your recent price action here, guys. But once again on NVIDIA, I'll remind you, keep an eye on this for tomorrow, right? If you continue losing the 12 EMA on on the 4-hour time frame, that will be a signal for potential bear momentum starting, and we will need to continue this hourly downtrend that you have in the after hours. We'll see how it opens tomorrow, but as of now, bears seem that they do want to put in an hourly downtrend. You see they tried it here and got absolutely destroyed by the bulls, so we'll see if they can follow through on that. You want to watch the 12 EMA on the 4-hour, and then you'll get daily consolidation potentially if we do give up some price action there. That would be fine. NVIDIA with tons of space to give up here on the weekly time frame here. Anything above 392, just looking for a weekly higher low for further price expansion here. Very, very good earnings and price action by NVIDIA. Now let's move on to Tesla. Tesla, very nice day here today, guys. 2.4% to the upside. Tesla doing exactly what we wanted it to do, going for the continuation of the daily uptrend. So we were looking for this to be your daily higher low. It was anything above 227 just for daily higher low continuation on the daily uptrend here. So looking to now expand past 246.40. I would like to see the bulls push up into the $250 range, because that would mean that on the weekly time frame, we would be recapturing more and more of this move. As a matter of fact, we mentioned it yesterday in the video, up to 250. You can see it right here, guys. 250 would be almost 80% of this entire down move recaptured by the bulls, and then you set yourself up nicely for when we do get weekly consolidation for a weekly higher low and then weekly uptrend reversal. It's been a weekly downtrend now for the past couple of months. Bulls are looking to recapture the weekly uptrend. They have the monthly control here. They don't have the weekly anymore. We need to recapture that, but they do now have the daily. So the only thing we're missing is the weekly. So looking for Tesla to expand here higher into the 250 range before potentially pulling back here, trading nice above all the moving averages as well, back over this green line here. That's your 200 day moving average, back above the short-term moving averages. So Tesla looking very, very nice in terms of momentum to the upside. We'll see if they can get it done. But if we do pull back here, Tesla with a lot of space to give back, obviously off of these weekly lows of 195. A lot of space to reset that weekly uptrend, even if we move lower from here, guys. If we do pull back into my sweet spot, 230 to 210, I'll be writing more options. Now, Palantir with a very bad day here today, guys, even though they announced a new contract with the National Health Services of the UK here. Very, very big government contract from the UK for Palantir today, announced early in the morning, but was not enough for them, guys. From top to bottom, they gave back almost 9.5% on the day. Not a very good day for Palantir. And with NVIDIA earnings in the after hours, they dropped even more here, guys. So really, truly, top to bottom here with the after hours, you're talking over 11%. Very negative day on Palantir here, but that's fine. They are cooling off the daily RSI as well. A lot of space to give back, guys. I want to bring your attention to 1931. Keep an eye on 1931. Lose 1931, you lose your daily uptrend. That would be 1, 2, 3 legs done. And now you might be losing your daily uptrend here. Maybe set up the bears for a potential daily downtrend. Your loss of the 12 EMA is now significant by the bulls here, right? So you can see they kind of lost it here, but bulls got it back right away. We'll see what happens tomorrow, but the loss of the 12 EMA, this is what I mean for all the other names, okay? Significant loss of the moving averages now. You can see below the 26 as well. So maybe setting up for a 4-hour downtrend. The hourly downtrend is going to be very likely at this point, right? Bulls with a lot of recapturing work to do tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. But at this point, daily consolidation is highly likely on Palantir. Target this area first. $18 range is going to be very, very key for Palantir to protect. And that's okay, guys, because on the weekly, we have tons of space to drop to, right? So keep an eye. $18.20, $18 flat is going to be that likely area. Your moving average is there as well here too. So if we do pull back on the weekly, just looking for a weekly higher low for further price expansion into the end of the year as well. Weekly uptrend is very, very healthy. And I'll remind you, we are now in a monthly uptrend as well. I expect December to be a very good month for Palantir too. Just a little bit of a down day consolidation on Palantir. No red flags. And lastly, PayPal. PayPal, giving back almost 3% here, now coming back close to our 53.50 area. That is the area that we need to protect here, guys. We only got 2 legs up on the daily here. It was a nice move, but in relation to the rest of the big tech guys, not that satisfying at all. Only 16% when other stocks have run over 20% here. So not that much here, guys. I'm not satisfied with the size of the move on PayPal. Trying to protect our moving averages right here, but the line in the sand is 53.60. Lose 53.60, and you've now lost your daily uptrend here, guys. So we need to protect this as best as we can here. I would like to see the bulls recover this and start pushing back higher above our $58 range, $58.50 here, and continue this daily uptrend. In my opinion, the size of the weekly move has not been substantial enough to really generate the capacity for a weekly uptrend. They did it here off of a soft weekly move, consolidated sideways for a few weeks, and then pushed the weekly uptrend here. So that is the kind of scenario that I'll be praying for here on PayPal if they can get it done. PayPal still extremely cheap, but price action just not supporting it enough here, guys, right? So we are just just going to be looking for the continuation of this daily uptrend. Keep an eye on this level. 53.60 is where I start really to be a bit bearish here on PayPal. If we do give that back, we may be due for some further consolidation on PayPal. It may take just more bullish news on PayPal and a few more earnings cycles to really start getting this earnings cycle going here, really start getting our price action up. I'll remind you, your analyst price targets on PayPal, for the most part, everybody who has a buy target on it, these are the few people that do have a sell rating on it. One person has a hold down in the $52 range as well, right? But a lot of our price targets here, guys, are excess of $75 all the way through $120. And you can see the EPS expansion here over the next couple of years is going to be substantial. So the company continues to grow in all the right places here. So I do believe in PayPal in the long term, just not being very favorable in terms of price action currently. So that's all I had for you guys today. I hope you appreciated today's video. As I said, tomorrow we'll be wrapping up all the earnings that we didn't do today and a portfolio recap as well. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, consider dropping a like. I really appreciate it. Also consider subscribing to the channel if you're new. We do these every day after the close. We cover earnings. We do a lot of options on the channel as well. We cover major technical analysis. And if ever you have a question, guys, always feel free to leave it down below in the comments. Stocks, options, macro, anything you want, leave it down below in the comments and I will be glad to answer for you guys. So take care. I'll see you tomorrow after the close on Wednesday, and peace.